Hi there, good evening and welcome to this Sunday edition of This Is Exclusive, in which we're going to focus on the strange silence of the global community on the Dalai Lama's birthday. Remember, it is his 90th today, and except for United States, India and Taiwan, nobody has spoken. Are they so scared of the Chinese? This is our focus. Former Prime Minister of the Tibetan government in exile, Lobsang Sangha, and India's former Foreign Secretary Kanwal Sibal joining us on the other side of the headlines. Royal Navy's F-35B stealth fighter out to a hangar. Team of British technicians in India to repair the jet. Jamaat group moves court-seeking ban against film Udaur Files on the gruesome murder of Tailor Kanhaiya Lal. Family and producers gather support for this at the spiritual leader Dhirendra Shastri's event. India's largest medical scam busted by CBI. Crores in bribes, top officials and a godman involved. Prime Minister Modi in Brazil to attend BRICS summit. Trump's tariff likely to be the top focus. And Elon Musk announces a new political party, names it America Party. Says objective to give back people's freedom to them. Welcome back, friends. Today, the world paused to honor a global beacon of peace and compassion. His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama, as he celebrates his 90th birthday. From the serene hills of Dharamshala to international gatherings, thousands are uniting to mark this milestone with prayers, tributes, and reflections on his timeless teachings of non-violence and unity.
The world is celebrating the 90th birthday of Tibetan spiritual leader, the 14th Dalai Lama. And a celebration event was organized in Himachal Pradesh's Dharamshala. From top politicians to Hollywood celebrities in attendance, the celebratory event was witnessed by the entire world. Hollywood actor and practicing Buddhist Richard Gere also received blessings from the 14th Dalai Lama.
A joyous day to celebrate this extraordinary life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. But also the presence of all the extraordinary people here in the spiritual community, secular community, all these wonderful diplomats and representatives from around the world come here to pay their respects to one of the most extraordinary people who have ever walked on this planet.
Addressing the event, Union Minister of Minority Affairs Kiran Rijiju lauded the Tibetan spiritual leader and called him a living bridge between ancient wisdom and modern world.
Your Holiness, you are more than a spiritual leader. You are a living bridge between ancient wisdom and the modern world. For over 7 decades, you have carried the light of Buddha's teachings with humility and clarity, guiding not only followers of Tibetan Buddhism, but people of all faith and backgrounds towards a more compassionate and ethical way of life.
Following by Rijiju's address, Union Minister Lallan Singh highlighted that the multidisciplinary center based on the Nalanda tradition is being built in Bodh Gaya to promote the fusion of Tibetan and Indian ancient wisdom.
आप वर्तमान और भविष्य की पीढ़ियों को विवेक, ज्ञान और अहिंसा के मार्ग पर चलने के लिए प्रेरित करते रहें।
Tenzin Gyatso, the 14th Dalai Lama, has been living in exile since he fled Chinese rule in Tibet in 1959. He also said that the next Dalai Lama should be found and recognized as per past Buddhist traditions, blocking Beijing's interference in Tibet's religious matters. China, which views the 14th Dalai Lama as a separatist, has repeatedly said that it alone has the authority to approve the next spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism.
All right, welcoming on this broadcast, Mr. Lobsang Sangay, former president of the Central Tibetan Administration, the government in exile of Tibet, and Tibetans also Kanwal Sibbal, former foreign secretary of the government of India. To you first, Mr. Sangay, and an important landmark occasion today, 90th birthday of the Dalai Lama, and comes amidst the announcement that he has made that his successor would be decided by a trust he had set up, and that it would be, or the successor would be, from outside China.
Yes, today is 90th birthday of His Holiness Dalai Lama, and Tibetans and Buddhists around the world, including inside Tibet, are celebrating. I'm here in Toronto, and we're about to celebrate His Holiness' birthday. Wish him long and very healthy life. Yes, and the Chinese government, is trying to come with laws which is corrupt, come with precedent which is again, never used or was also corrupt, to say that they will choose a successor. But His Holiness made it very clear. It is for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to decide, because it's his reincarnation. So the idea is that the chelas will ask for the guru to come back. For 14 years, from the Russian republics to Mongolia to Tibet to Himalayan region and all over the world, have appealed and prayed to His Holiness that all the chelas would like the guru to come back, and His Holiness has blessed all the chelas and followers that yes, my reincarnation will come back and the institution of Dalai Lama will continue, and it will be handled by Ganden Podang. This is 600 years old institution. We must know that. Yeah. We call it trust because it's registered in India. That's why we call it trust. Otherwise, it's a legitimate institution of Dalai Lama. It's called Ganden Podang, which will handle it. And Chinese government has no role whatsoever, because no chela of His Holiness is asking Chinese government to do anything about Dalai Lama. In fact, they're saying, don't touch. You have no right to interfere. So His Holiness has made a great decision, and we are elated that the institution of Dalai Lama is to continue. And we are very grateful. Today he is celebrated in India, and the Union Ministers and Chief Minister of Arunachal and others have participated and made it a grand event. Yeah,
Mr. Sibbal, to you now. And the fact that 2 union ministers were present at the ceremony of marking the birthday of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. The fact that 2 chief ministers were also present there. It's a statement of sorts by India, you think?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, especially as the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh and Kiran Rijiju himself from Arunachal Pradesh, they attended the ceremony. And of course, they knew that on his 90th birthday, the Dalai Lama, His Holiness, was going to make some announcement with regard to his successor. So, because he had said that earlier. So the context in which they attended was politically even more sensitive for the Chinese government because this was the occasion on which the Dalai Lama would make that announcement regarding his successor.
Yeah.
So it's clear that, and then as was rightly said earlier on, we had ministers from the union government attending this ceremony, as well as our Prime Minister sending a message on this occasion. All this is, from the Chinese point of view, political, and I'm glad that we have sent that political message. And with regard to the successor, the choosing of the successor, His Holiness had made several statements earlier about the process to be followed, whether it will be the new Dalai Lama would be within, outside the borders of China, whether it could be here or there. So that thing has been left open as yet about where the new Dalai Lama reincarnation would be located. One hopes that it will be in Arunachal Pradesh and in India. that will send a strong message. And finally, I'd like to say that the Chinese government, as was rightly said by Mr. Lobsang Sangye, whom I know personally well, that China has no role in it. It is militarily occupying Tibet. It has denied Tibet its cultural and its civilizational rights. And this is part of the Tibetan culture and Tibetan civilization and Tibetan religion.
So, but
why should the communist state actually seek to interfere in the cultural and religious affairs, even if it is they consider this as part of its population?
Yeah, but you think, sir, that the Chinese have succeeded in sort of browbeating the rest of the world community to toe their line? Because apart from India's official participation, we have seen statements or official statements coming in only from the United States and Taiwan.
Well, I'm not aware of the background, whether when His Holiness turned 80, whether there were birthday messages from other parts of the globe. Insofar as the 90th birthday is concerned, it has significance in the context of the fact that he was to announce something with regard to his successor. But otherwise, 90th birthday is 90th birthday. So if there was no precedent, then other countries would not necessarily, at the official level, send a message. But I'm sure that there are lots of messages that have come from non-official sources, from religious bodies, from the Tibetan communities, those who believe in Tibetan freedoms and this and that. Some statements may have come from political leaders in their personal capacity. I'm not aware of that, but I'm not surprised that they have not taken this occasion to send personal messages to His Holiness. If they had, it would have been wonderful.
Yeah, Mr. Sangye, are you getting reports of any festivities, celebrations from inside Tibet, or you think China has succeeded in repressing those?
Never. I think Chinese government never succeed in, repressing Tibetans to the extent that they will not celebrate His Holiness. But in various monasteries around the world, I'm pretty sure there'll be large gathering of monks and praying for the long life of His Holiness Dalai Lama. And in many lay people from villages to villages go to the mountaintop and, burn incense and prayer for long life for His Holiness Dalai Lama. Obviously, they will not display the portrait of His Holiness because that's banned. Otherwise, they will be celebrating in many forms, and that has always been the case. Now, regarding your question about statements from other countries, in fact, in the European Parliament, there is a resolution tabled and a statement was issued. A Japanese Parliament has done that, and many other parliamentarians, in various countries have issued statements. So, yes, United States have issued a statement, and with 2 union ministers in Dharamshala, it's a clear message of Indian government on the reincarnation and towards His Holiness Dalai Lama. And His Holiness himself says he's a proud son of India because rice and dal that he had eaten so far, and the Nalanda tradition has helped him with his wisdom. So to see that India embracing His Holiness, it's just a natural evolution of their relationship, which is beautiful.
Right, absolutely. And hope and pray that we do not get into a situation where China imposes its own Dalai Lama and we have to. Thank you so much on that note, Mr. Lobsang Sangye joining us from Canada and Mr. Sibbal joining us from London. Moving on and staying with the festivities of Dalai Lama's 90th birthday in Delhi's Majnu Ka Tila. The Tibetan community is alive with joy celebrating the 90th birthday and with prayers, cultural performances and heartfelt tributes. Take a look.
It is a big day today as I stand at Delhi's Majnu Ka Tila Tibetan colony, and people here, the Tibetan community, are celebrating the 90th birthday of the 14th Dalai Lama. And behind me is a picture of young Tenzin Gyatso, the name of Dalai Lama, and celebrations are taking place here in full swing, and people have offered their gratitude to Dalai Lama on his birthday. Now, several of these places are being served with chocolates and fruits as well as cakes to all the people who have come in here, and you can see the amount of gathering the people are here as they're enjoying their time. In fact, the 14th Dalai Lama marked his 90th birthday, and he gave a message of gratitude and reflection, addressing a gathering of dignitaries in McLeodganj. He expressed appreciation for the love and admiration he has received globally over the years. In fact, he went on to say that he has no pride or arrogance, and he will continue to be serving the sentient beings. It is a very important day for the Tibetan Buddhists as well as the Buddhist community all over the world as well as in India. Several visuals that we can show you, one of the idols of Lord Buddha here as people continue to celebrate the birthday, the 90th birthday of the 14th Dalai Lama.
All right, this is a story that's as intriguing as it is unexpected. Picture this, a cutting-edge British Royal Navy F-35B, a supersonic stealth jet designed to dominate the skies, but now stranded far from home on a tarmac in Kerala. What began as a routine naval exercise in the Arabian Sea has turned into a global spectacle, with a $110 million war machine grounded by a mysterious mechanical failure. For over 3 weeks now, this high-tech marvel has become an unlikely tourism mascot guarded by security forces and drawing curious onlookers, even as a fresh team of 30-odd technicians flew in from the United Kingdom to salvage the aircraft. Take a look.
This British Royal Navy F-35B, nicknamed Fat Amy or Battle Penguin, is a supersonic stealth jet that lands like a helicopter. But in Kerala, it's grounded. Not by choice, but by a mysterious mechanical failure, turning it into an unlikely tourism mascot.
The F-35B fighter jet that was grounded in the Thiruvananthapuram International Civil Airport on June 14th continues to be in the airport. It has been understood that there is a problem with the hydraulic system of this particular flight, because of which it has been grounded. It had made an emergency landing on June 14th, Saturday night at the Thiruvananthapuram International Airport, and in fact all support was given by the Indian government. However, many days there has been a fiasco that the fighter pilot in fact refused to move away from this flight and refused the Indian authorities request to move it to a hangar as well.
The F-35B, part of the HMS Prince of Wales Carrier Strike Group, joined a naval exercise with India's INS Tabar in the Arabian Sea. And on June 14th, it made an emergency landing at the Thiruvananthapuram airport due to low fuel and bad weather. 100 nautical miles of Kerala's coast. A hydraulic failure then grounded it. For over 3 weeks, the $110 million jet has remained on the tarmac, guarded by the Central Industrial Security Force. Initial repair attempts by the Royal Navy technicians have failed. Defense experts note that hydraulic issues demand advanced tools and flushing systems. The Royal Navy's delay in repairs have sparked global embarrassment, with British media calling it a PR disaster. After 20 days, a 31-member UK engineering team arrived at the Thiruvananthapuram airport today to assess the jet. Reports say that the jet will be dismantled first and then flown to the UK aboard the C-17 Globemaster.
The Airbus 400 is right now, you can see in this frame, is landing in Thiruvananthapuram airport as we speak. The jumbo aircraft is right now here. It's landing in the airport, and you can see that the moments have come. It is just touching the runway right now. We're going very close. You can see the runway, and it is going to go past the Bay 4 there right now. It has gone there, just crossed past the F-35. We are getting you these live visuals. It has just crossed past. The F-35, which is grounded in the airport.
The pricey royal aircraft, unable to find a way through, has now been towed to a hangar.
Republic is giving you this exclusive visual where you can see the A400 there on one side and the F-35 fighter jet is being now moved towards the A400. So we can see these visuals. These are the exclusive visuals that we are bringing in for our viewers. You can see that after 21 days of being grounded in Thiruvananthapuram, the F-35 is being moved towards the A400. A team of 31 crew members have already arrived in Thiruvananthapuram at 12:42 today, and an A400, a jumbo jet that landed over here, has landed, and now you can see this exclusive visuals where we are showing the F-35 moving in fact it is moving closer. There are many vehicles which are also becoming a convoy for it. Very carefully this F-35 is being dragged towards the A400.
The F-35's Kerala saga isn't its only controversy, however. In June, Iran claimed that it had shot down an Israeli F-35, a claim that Israel had denied. As HMS Prince of Wales sails through Australia, the stranded jet's fate remains uncertain. Will it ever reunite with its carrier?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the upcoming film Udaur Files, set to release on July 11, has ignited a firestorm of controversy even before hitting theatres. Based on the brutal 2022 murder of Udaipur tailor Kanhaiya Lal, the film's trailer has drawn sharp criticism for allegedly promoting hate from the Jamiyat-e-Ulema-e-Hind, which has taken the fight to the high courts of Delhi, Maharashtra and Gujarat, demanding a ban on the film's release, citing threats to social harmony. Meanwhile, supporters of the film, including of course the family, they have called it a bold documentation of the hate crime, demanding justice for Kanhaiya Lal. The family of the late Kanhaiya Lal in fact spoke to Republic Media Network just a while back. Listen to this exclusive conversation.
2022 को उदयपुर में हुए कन्हैया लाल मर्डर केस की। केवल मैं उस केस की आज बात नहीं कर रही हूँ, उस केस पर एक फिल्म बनी है जिसका नाम है उदयपुर फाइल्स। क्या हुआ था, कैसे हुआ था, कैसे इस निर्मम हत्या को अंजाम दिया गया था, ये सच्चाई दुनिया के सामने लाने की जिम्मेदारी उठाई दो लोगों ने। अमित जानी जो कि फिल्म के प्रोड्यूसर हैं और डायरेक्टर हैं फिल्म के भरत एस श्रीनेत। इस वक्त मेरे साथ भरत जी भी हैं, अमित जानी भी हैं, लेकिन साथ ही साथ कन्हैया लाल के बेटे यश साहू भी इस वक्त मेरे साथ हैं, जो उस दर्द से गुजरे हैं जो शायद हम आप सिर्फ महसूस कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उन्होंने देखा है, उसको जिया है और जी भी रहे हैं। आप सभी लोगों से मैं बात करूं, सबसे पहले यश मैं आपके पास आऊंगी और ये जानना चाहूंगी कि 28 जून 2022 को जो कुछ हुआ उदयपुर में आपके पिता के साथ, उस पर फिल्म बन रही है उदयपुर फाइल्स, उस पर कई सवाल खड़े किए जा रहे हैं। पहले ये बताइए कि फिल्म बन रही है, ये पता चला तो कैसा लगा, और जब सवाल खड़े किए जा रहे हैं तो उस पर क्या कहेंगे आप?
देखिए, फिल्म जो बन रही है उदयपुर फाइल्स वो बिल्कुल हमारे कंसर्न से ही बन रही है, और इसमें जो कुछ दिखाया गया वो बिल्कुल सच है और सच्ची घटना पर आधारित है।
क्या आप लोगों को किसी तरह की कोई धमकी या आपके परिवार से कोई बातचीत, कुछ कहा गया आप लोगों को किसी की भी ओर से, किसी मुस्लिम संगठन की ओर से, आसपास के लोगों की ओर से या किसी की भी तरफ से भी कुछ कहा गया फिल्म को लेकर आप लोगों से? यश
नहीं, मुझे किसी तरह की कोई धमकी नहीं मिली और ना ही हमारे परिवार से कभी कुछ बोला गया इस बारे में। हाँ, पर जो डायरेक्टर और जो प्रोड्यूसर है उनके फ़ोन में बहुत सारे ऐसे मैसेज मैंने खुद ने देखे हैं जिसमें उनको धमकी आई हुई है, उनको बहुत सारी बातें लिखी हुई है उसके अंदर।
भरत जी, आपसे जानना चाहूँगी अब, क्या धमकियाँ दी गई हैं आप लोगों को, क्या कहा गया है आपसे, खुल के बताइएगा सब कुछ।
जी, पहले तो नमस्कार आपको।
नमस्कार
जी। अब एक्चुअली क्या है कि मैं मैसेज ज़्यादा इंस्टाग्राम के चेक करता नहीं हूँ, तो कुछ रिक्वेस्ट में मेरे मैसेज पड़े थे, तो मैं सबके सामने ही मैंने खोला, तो मैंने स्क्रॉल किया तो मुझे लगता है मतलब बहुत सारे मैसेज जिसमें बहुत ही भद्दी गालियाँ दी गई थी और उसमें लिखा गया है, वो सब मैंने स्क्रीनशॉट लेकर रखा हुआ है कि आप तुम्हारा भी वही अंजाम होगा जो हमने कन्हैया लाल साहू जी का किया था। तो और आग से ना खेलो, ये आग है, लौ की तरह जल जाओगे। और भी मेरी वीडियो जो है लोग बना के मेरी फ़ोटो लगा के और मुझे धमकी दे रहे हैं कि तुमको मार देंगे। तो मुझे डर तो नहीं लगता है
जी।
अगर डर लगता तो मैं सिनेमा में आता नहीं और इस तरह की फिल्मों में अपनी दिलचस्पी नहीं दिखाता, क्योंकि मुझे रॉ फिल्में शूट करना पसंद है। क्योंकि ये हकीकत जो है ना दिखाने, इन्हें हकीकत से डर लगता है। ये जो लोग हैं जिन्हें हकीकत से डर लगता है, मैं उसी दृश्य को दिखाना पसंद करता हूँ।
अमित जी, आपको कोई मैसेज आया?
घटनाएं हो रही हैं, मतलब मैसेज आ रहे हैं मुझे।
जी सर। अमित जी, कोई मैसेज आपको?
देखिए, मुझे तो मेरी तो डीप फेक वीडियो भी बनाई जा रही है। हाँ, मेरी तो डीप फेक वीडियो भी बन रही है जिसमें एक कोई आतंकवादी मेरा चेहरा लगाया है और मेरी गर्दन काट रहा है, मुझे कोई शूट कर रहा है, ऐसी वीडियो भी आई है। IS नाम की एक आईडी से मुझे धमकी आई है। अच्छा। ये जो सीरिया इराक में बैठे हैं आतंकवादी, और कश्मीर से बहुत धमकी आई हैं, और ये कह रहे हैं कि हम तुम्हारा गला कन्हैया लाल की तरह काट देंगे, तुम्हारा एक और अंजाम होगा, एक फिल्म बनेगी अमित जानी मर्डर स्टोरी। तो इस तरह से मुझे 10,000 से ज्यादा धमकियां मिली हैं। उदयपुर में परसों राजस्थान में 2 लोग धमकी दे रहे थे उदयपुर फाइल के बाईकाट के साथ। उनको राजस्थान की उदयपुर पुलिस ने गिरफ्तार भी किया है, और मैंने करीब 8-10 हजार धमकियों के स्क्रीनशॉट माननीय गृह मंत्री जो भारत सरकार हैं उनके दफ्तर पे जाके, गृह मंत्रालय में जाके दिए हैं। और मैंने भारत सरकार से उन तमाम चीजों को अवगत कराया है कि मुझे धमकी देने वाले जो लोग हैं वो पाकिस्तान से हैं, कश्मीर से हैं, हैदराबाद से हैं, और वो मतलब मेरे फोटो पे लगा के कि सर तन से जुदा कर दो इसका, इसको गला काट दो, इसको मार दो, इसको जिंदा जला दो, डायरेक्टर का गला कटेगा, प्रोड्यूसर का गला कटेगा, ऐसी हजारों धमकियां अब तक कट्टरपंथियों द्वारा दी जा रही है। और मैं उनकी आईडी पे जाके जब देखता हूं उनकी डीपी, तो डीपी पे अल-बगदादी का फोटो है, डीपी पे IS लिखा हुआ है, लश्कर तोयबा, हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन, हरकतुल इस्लाम और हमास वगैरह, हिजबुल्लाह, इस तरह के संगठनों के नाम उनकी आईडी पे लिखे हुए हैं, और आतंकवादियों के ही फोटो, अजहर मसूद के फोटो और लादेन के फोटो और इस तरह के फोटो उन पे छपे हुए हैं। तो निश्चित रूप से हम भारत के और दुनिया के जो इस्लामिक आतंकवादी संगठन हैं इस समय उनके निशाने पे आ गए हैं। इसलिए हमने भारत सरकार से और नोएडा की जो पुलिस है और उत्तर प्रदेश की जो पुलिस है उसको तमाम ट्वीट भी किया है, और उनको टैग करके हमने वो चीजें डाली भी हैं कि देखिए लोकतंत्र की जो दुहाई दे रहे हैं, संविधान बचाओ की जो बात कर रहे हैं, वो लोग किस तरह से एक सरतन से जुदा का नारा देके कभी।
अमित जी, क्या लगता है आपको कि ये कौन लोग हैं जिनको आपके और भरत जी के साथ मिलकर ये फिल्म बनाने पर आपत्ति हो रही है? क्या लगता है आपको, कौन से लोग हैं वो जिनके पेट में इतना दर्द हो रहा है फिल्म बनने पर?
देखिए, मैं बताता हूँ, ये फिल्म की जो मैं इसमें बहुत जिम्मेदारी से कहना चाहता हूं, इस बात की जानकारी 3 साल से लोगों को है कि कन्हैया लाल जी की हत्याकांड पे फिल्म बन रही है। 3 साल में कोई धमकी नहीं मिली, लेकिन जब ऑल इंडिया मुस्लिम पर्सनल लॉ बोर्ड और मिल्ली काउंसिल और जमीयत-ए-उलेमा-ए-हिंद ने फतवा जारी किया हमारे खिलाफ और मुसलमानों को भड़काया और दुनिया के मुसलमानों तक इस बात को पहुंचाया और झूठ बोला। झूठ क्या है कि अमित जानी ने नबी करीम का अपमान किया है, जबकि मैंने नबी करीम का अपमान नहीं किया। मैंने ऐसा कोई वर्ड उनके खिलाफ उसमें नहीं बोला। नबी का अगर हमारी फिल्म में जिक्र है तो नबी के ऊपर बुढ़िया कूड़ा फेंकती थी और वो उसको माफ कर देते थे, ऐसा जिक्र है। लेकिन ये प्रोपेगेंडा बनाकर, जैसा कि इनकी आदत है, तो इन लोगों ने देश और दुनिया के मुसलमानों को और कट्टरपंथी संगठनों को उकसाया है। और किसी भी क्षण ये लोग हम पे बड़ा अटैक करा सकते हैं मैडम जी। ये लोग हमारे घर पे नोएडा में, उत्तर प्रदेश में हम रहते हैं। अच्छा। ये किसी भी क्षण हमारे ऊपर, चूंकि अभी मुझे एक धमकी आई थी, नोएडा पुलिस ने मेरा मुकदमा नहीं लिखा, मुझे धमकी आई थी, मैंने तुरंत डायल 112 पे फोन किया।